Hello everyone, and welcome to this video in which we will see the complete startup and shutdown procedure of the SA315B LAMA. And I'm gonna start by explaining how to use the pitch indicator. So first thing, we need to find the ambient temperature. So here it's around 23 degrees Celsius. And then we are going to be finding the pressure altitude. That is, we're going to be setting this to what is 299.012 standard, okay, pressure. And then we read the altitude. So that's going to be our pressure altitude. So 3,820 and 30. Okay, but in this helicopter here it's in feet, but the pitch indicator works in kilometers, so you will have to do the conversion. So here it's going to give me a 1.2. I'm rounding it at 1.2. okay, so here you're going to have two one ring here and one that indicator here, so you can assign key bindings for both. When this one here, I find using the mouse is easier. So first step is already done. We find the air temperature. Second step is we find the pressure altitude, okay, which we converted to 1.2 kilometers. So if this is 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, so this is going to be 1.25, 1.5, 1.75. okay, so 1.2 will be just a little bit before this bar here. Okay, so here is the temperature. So 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, and minus 10, minus 20, minus 30. Okay, so we're going to put around 22 degrees here with the 1.2. okay, so it's going to be roughly 22 degrees. okay, it's going to be roughly here. okay, let's see this one. okay, so 22 degrees here, matching with a 1.2 kilometers. And now you come here and you use this marker here to find the corresponding density altitude. okay, so this is going to be 1, this is going to be 2, so 1.5, 1.75, so roughly 1.65. but anyway, you see how it's corresponding here, and you look for the equivalent here. So that's 0, 1, 2, so it's going to be roughly here. okay, so that's going to be our limit. And before putting this here, I will read 8,000. okay, 8, that is 8, 9, so here. okay, if you want to find the maximum weight at which you will be able to perform an out of ground effect hovering. As far as I'm concerned, I'm done just finding this value here. okay, but now you take 8, you take 9, the corresponding value here is going to be around 8.8. so here is 8, here is 9, 8.8 is going to be roughly here. So you will be able to load the helicopter up to 2,200 kilograms, it's still in kilograms, and still be able to perform an out of ground effect hovering. okay, so I repeat this part here. We already find our pressure altitude 1.2 kilometer. We match the temperature of 22 degrees with 1.2 kilometers, and here we find our density altitude by reading this value here. okay, and then you take this value, you translate it to this part here. So that's 1, 1, 2, so 1.65 is roughly going to be here. okay, and if you want, you can go ahead and place your limiter here. okay, roughly once again. And then if you want to find at what weight you will still be able to perform an out of ground effect hovering, this is 8, this is 9, and you take the corresponding value, you translate it here, and you read the lower value here. Okay, and that's where I will put the limiter. So when I will be raising the collective, this needle will go up, 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 and I make sure I don't go past that indicator. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of things to do, and to do this mid-flight, especially if you're flying solo, it's not going to be very practical. And your main objective is to be flying the helicopter. So before taking off, the pilots will usually calculate it for the departure location, like here, like we just did, and then for the arrival location based on the values they've already gathered beforehand, and at the highest point. Okay, and in between they just estimate up to which point they can raise the collective, and that's the pitch indicator. And now let's get into the actual startup of the helicopter. And of course we have this tablet here, which is toggled by using this hotspot here. Okay, just click and it's on and off, and that's also what's going to be using if you want to have your IV tab here. You just click on this. So here, even if it's in written 2.3, it's actually version 2.4, the latest version. The guy forgot to update that part here, but anyway, if you want mirrors on, off, states, etc., just go ahead and tune it as you like. And of course here it's going to give you limitation. And for the fuel, from my understanding, if the helicopter is not started up, you have to add fuel using this menu here. And if the helicopter is already with engine running, then you set it using the usual way. Okay, that's page 1. Okay, if you don't see it, but I find the weight, if I set it individually, it's better. And then page 2, you have additional stuffs like visual settings, on, off, livery, and of course, as a flight simmer, I'm not gonna do auto start up, auto shutdown, etc. I'll leave this to your personal preference. And also SAS, augmented stability, I will leave it off. You set it however you like. Okay, and that's for the setup. And of course, as usual, always read the manual. And actually there are several manuals here. And for the checklist, while we do have a checklist with this helicopter, there is also another document provided with the helicopter called the introduction, in which I find a better version of the checklist. It's much more explanatory. You have much more points being explained here. And of course, I'm going to be just briefly going through it, otherwise it will take much more time. So here, just make sure the rotor blade is turned straight forward, like so. Okay, otherwise you can come here and click here, and it will turn the blade to the front. It will simulate a ground crew turning the blade for you. Okay, that's part 1. Part 2, all 3 control elements, pitch, sticks and pedals, just test for freedom of movement. So here, pedals. Of course, this is a right power pedal helicopter, French made, and a version, the Cheetah, is Indian made. And actually a lot of this fly in my country. And okay, and if you want, you can also have a look here. Okay, roll, pitch, collective. Okay, so part 2 is done. Now part 3, center the sticks down and pedals down. Okay, to lower stop. Between the 2 front seats, you have the fuel. Okay, red is fuel. You can assign a key binding for this if you want. And the white one is a throttle lever. Okay, so fuel should be full forward, and white one, throttle, should be back. Okay, and rotor brake on the panel must be pressed in. Pressed in is release, which it is here. Okay, so if you find that visible part here, the gray part, it means it's engaged. Here it's released. Okay, now starter switch must be center position off. Starter switch is here, center position. Up is on, O is start, and off is vent, I believe. Okay, so it is off now. Battery and generator switch. Okay, and that's why I like to do all the calculation of the pitch indicator before, because once I turn on battery and generator, I want to proceed with the startup. So you will find, actually I'm going to put my headset, and this guy remains on strobe. It's like the you know, how you say this, anti-collision light. I put it on strobe, and at night you're supposed to be putting it on POS. But on strobe, all the lights will light up. On position light, only the position light will light up. So I kind of always leave it on strobe. But anyway, here battery and generator. I'll also go ahead to switch on the red out because I kind of tend to forget to switch it on. And that's done. Strobe's done. Gauge test. Okay, there's the button, and actually I'm just gonna zoom out a little bit so that you can see all the lights coming on. There it is. And now, if not already done, the density, we've already done this. We've already calculated this, and this is also a reminder to set my altimeter properly. Either you get the information or you set it to the airport or heliport elevation. Okay, now you can go ahead and read through all of this if you want. Here I'm just going to save just a little bit of time and give a brief explanation. So what you will need to monitor is here the temperature. Okay, when we will be starting the engine, you don't want the temperature here to reach higher than 630. Okay, and when it will be starting, this will light up, and micropump will light up momentarily and then turn off. Okay, so here it's just telling you if it exceeds about the start up, if the micropump does not go out within 15 seconds, abort, etc. Okay, so I'm just simplifying things for you. So here we are going to be putting boost pump, okay, on, and then if you want to use a stopwatch, once again you wait 20 minutes, but here it's just going to be making this video. It's a tutorial afterwards. It's going to be making it way too long, so I will just boost pump on, and then you start the stopwatch here. Okay, after 20 seconds you put this to stop, light on here, and you see micropump light up. Okay, monitor temperature here. Micropump off before 15 seconds, and just make sure this guy does not exceed 630. Good. Okay, we'll wait for it to stabilize, and it says should stabilize between 16,000 and 19,000. That's the big needle here. Okay, once again you can go ahead and read. I will just kind of simplify things for you. Now to start the process of engaging the rotor system, what we are going to do is simply open the throttle. Okay, like here, this lever here, just start pushing it forward slowly, and then the blades will start to spin. It is. There you go. And keep opening slowly and progressively until fully open. Remember, you have to fully open the throttle. Okay, and here you can also monitor. It is full open. This light will go off when it is full open and in the buoy. Okay, and here at this point you will go ahead and transponder, alt mode, frequency, etc. and the light that you want. Okay, and the light. Radar altimeter, of course, if you want to have this option here, to read, etc., etc. Okay, as you can see, very easy to start up. You just have to follow the checklist very well made. Okay, so here we've already gone through all this. We've reached this point. Okay, the helicopter is now ready for takeoff. A water is not necessary, and here shutting down the turbine after flight. So we've performed our flight, we've landed. Now we are going to perform the shutdown. Now it is possible to do two variants. Okay, once again I will let you go through both, but this one is actually the simplest one. Just by looking at the explanations, you can clearly see it's the simplest one. So here what you do is you just pull throttle to idle and start switch to off. Okay, and then let's do it at the same time. So here I will pull throttle to idle. Okay, and then I will turn switch to off. Okay, and then the small needle, when it's below 175 RPM, okay, that's the inner one, it's already below 175, I can engage the rotor brakes, aiming to stop one of the blades in front, but I hope it won't stop it in front, so that I can show you how to then turn the blade in front. Okay, good. So no blades are good, very good. Okay, now I'm just gonna disengage the rotor brake, and let's say you have kind of shut down the helicopter like this, and even when shutting down I will still turn the blade to the front. So just come here, and as long as it's being activated here, it will remain on there, and then it's simulating a ground crew turning the blade to you, and one blade has to be in front, just like this, and it will go back to off. Okay, and then from here, external lights off. So any external lights that you've been using here will you can actually leave this on if you want, but this guy remains on. And then boost pump off, boost pump is here, and then battery generator switch off. Okay, as you can see, not difficult at all. And then you can remove your headset and exit. Okay, so this was the complete start up and shutdown procedure of the SA315B LAMA, and also how to set up and how to use the pitch indicator. I hope you find this video helpful. If you do, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in another video. Until then, take care. Bye bye.